Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your boy Berto here. Today, I'm going to show you how to make my version of beef stir fry, a little cucumber, some rice, and a fried egg on top. So, without any further ado, let's get started. So, ingredients: you got about 1 pound of steak, teryaki sauce, sesame seed oil, some pink sea salt, pepper. This is garlic oil. Take a couple cloves of garlic, chop them up, put them in the oil. Pretty simple. Some green onion, white, yellow onion, red bell pepper, 1 lime, half a cucumber, some Thai chili peppers, and some carrots. So first step, you're gonna take 4 to 6 cloves of garlic, chop them up finely. If you're not really a garlic person, you don't need to use garlic, but garlic and onion is a very common blend, common base for aromatics in almost every Asian stir fry. Gives the food a lot of flavor, especially when you're mixing, teriyaki sauce and soy sauce and things like that. You're gonna take your steak, throw in your garlic. After the garlic, you're gonna take your teriyaki sauce. It's basically soy sauce with a little sugar. I eyeball everything, so I just douse it around enough around the meat. And then you're gonna add a little bit of sesame oil. If you don't like the taste of it, you don't have to. Put a handful of drops in here. And then your Himalayan pink salt with a little black pepper and garlic seasoning. Add a little bit to your liking. You can always add more in the end if you want to. I myself like pepper a lot, so put a little more pepper in there. Give it a good stir with your hands. And take that 1 lime, cut them in half, squeeze it in there. I'm very used to carne asada, so I'm very used to lime in my steak. Mix it all well in there. Let it marinate for about at least 30 minutes. You can do it for an hour, you can do it 6 hours, you can do it overnight. The longer the better. If you let it marinate overnight, the meat will be a lot more tender than a half hour, so it's up to you. In the meantime, once it's marinated, take a pan, oil it up, put the steak in there. What I had about in the picture was 1.5 pounds of steak. In this, I used about half of that, so it's about 3/4 pound of actual meat. You're gonna set the stove to medium-high heat. Get a good sizzle, and then you're gonna stir it around until it browns, and then you're gonna put a lid on it for about 8 to 12 minutes until you see it cook more. In the meantime, take my green onions. I take the white part and I chop and mince those up a little bit more finely than the green part of the green onion. In stir fries, I like to take the thicker part of the green onion and just kind of chop them in halves. Give it a good stir. And then you're gonna want to cover it for about another 5 minutes in the meantime. To add a little topping, some white sesame seeds. You don't have to. It doesn't really give it much flavor, but good crunch. In the meantime, while that cooks, oh, dropped it. You're gonna take the cucumber, chop off the end, get the peeler, and then here, the cucumber, just kind of a garnish, kind of like a little side piece to the entree. You see it a lot in Asian restaurants when there's like a stir fry or fried rice. It's always like a little cucumber on the side. It's pretty good. And it's vegetable. It's not vegan, but yeah, it is. Gotta get your vegetables in, right? And I have to just slice them up into coins and then add it to the side of your stir fry. Well, that's going. I'm gonna take a look. As you can see, stir fry is pretty easy. This clip is a little backwards, I apologize. But before you add the green onions, you're gonna let the meat cook. You're gonna add the yellow onion and the red bell pepper. Pretty simple. I just chop up the onion in pieces. Take the red bell pepper. You're gonna want to cut out the stem, take out the seeds, devein the bell pepper, you know, those little thick white chunks inside. Takes a little work, but you'll get there. See? And I just like to cut them in, you know, little spears. You can cut them as finely or thinly as you want. Here, I like to cut mine into thirds, just so that way I get a little more bell pepper in every bite, and they're not in big chunks. Here, you got 3 Thai chili peppers. They're not too hot, but again, if you don't like spicy food, this is just an option. If you really like spicy food, you can put like 6 or 8 of them if you really want to. But this dish is for 1, so I'm using 3. Check on the meat again. It's cooking. And then at this point, you're gonna want to stir it up again. Add the Thai chili pepper, red bell peppers, and the onions. Then, can't forget the carrots. Vitamin A, good for your eyes, right? Then I like to use oyster sauce. Oyster sauce is really good in pretty much every stir fry. You don't have to use a lot, just enough to kind of give it flavor. It's a little salty, so you don't really need to add too much to begin with. Give it a good stir. Let all the flavors mix in, and put the lid on it. Cover it for another 5 minutes, and then check on it again to see if it's cooked. And there you have it. It's about an easy 15 to 20 minute meal. Beef stir fry, a little bell pepper, green onion, yellow onion, little sesame seeds, little oyster sauce, teriyaki sauce. So wanted to improvise, but you know what? This dish needs a little more something. So how about a fried egg? Just one. Then cover it. In the meantime, I use Calrose rice. A lot of my friends love jasmine rice and Calrose rice. The texture of it's pretty good. I put about 3 big spoons, and it's pretty good there. And then check on the egg. It should be done at this point. Add a little salt and pepper, not too much. Then the goal here was an over easy fried egg. But let's see how much yolk was in there. Do the fork test. And there you have it. Pretty simple, easy dish to make. You can make this pretty much like twice a week. I mean, it's just beef, some vegetables, some rice. If you really want to spice it up a little bit, add some Thai chili pepper, and you have an egg. So, there you have it. Be sure to like and comment on it, and tune in until next time. God bless.